All right, artists, we are back with our Aboriginal dot paintings. So I have my watercolor ready to go, or you can use marker. It is your choice. So if you're using paint, you want to make sure your watercolor is ready to go. Mine's all wet, liquidy. I've got my brush and my water here. So I'm just going to swish, drag, and then I can go ahead and dip in my paint. And I'm just going to use the very tip of my brush. And I'm going to put those dots down. Okay. And this project takes a while because we want to get nice dots. We want to make sure that we don't have lines or stripes. We have decent dots. The nice thing about this though is that they do tend to, your brush tends to stay full of paint for a while. So you don't have to reload it a whole lot because we're just using dots. So you can see I'm just following the pencil outline here, adding those dots. I'm going to dip the tip again. This brush has a weird like flat spot on the tip, so I'm going to give it a little flick to get a rounded dot. We're using the same color for one whole outline. So I'm going to do the whole thing with this blue. And you can mix and match too if you decide after doing it for a while with the paint that you want to switch to marker, that's fine too. Or if you decide after doing marker you want to switch to paint, that's fine as well. So I'm going to give that a break and I'm going to switch to marker to show you that on this one. So we don't want to just go stab, stab, stab. That's not going to work. We want to make sure we get nice dots. And we don't want donuts either. We want to make sure they're closed. We've talked about this on other projects like our George Seurat dots. So I'm just going to go around. Again, just tracing over that pencil line again so I can get my outline. Now I'm going to leave the inside of my hands without dots, and I'm going to put a little symbol on them. In the presentation, I've linked it below, and it's that PowerPoint. I've included some of the Aboriginal symbols, so you can use those, or you can use symbols that we use in our own life. So we have lots of symbols that we know. Symbols like the heart for love, or the peace sign. We recognize those in our society and with our friend groups. So you can choose a symbol that means something to you, or you can choose a symbol from the Aboriginal people. It's your choice. You can also fill the hands in with dots if you're feeling like it. But I'm just going to focus on the background for the dots because we have a lot of dots to do. Now I've got my first outline. Remember, the thing about Aboriginal designs is that they are concentric lines, which means that they are lines outside of lines. So we're going to just follow the hand around and around until we get the design we want. I am going to go ahead and put in my heart design, my symbol in the middle. And again, I'm using dots. And maybe I'll use concentric lines, and I'll do two. I did pink and red. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of my dots, and we'll check back in at the end. Okay, so you can see now that we have done all of our concentric lines. That means a line outside of a line. I have one hand here and the other hand here. I left them open on the inside. You are welcome to add more patterns to the inside if you want. I did include a symbol. I chose to use a heart symbol, which is something that is meaningful to our culture. You could also choose an Aboriginal symbol. And then I just outlined my shapes with dots. And I used the same color for each of the outlines. So I did purple all the way around. And you could use markers or watercolor. Here I did blue. And then I did 2 rows of green. I did 2 more rows of blue. Here I did purple. And then another row of purple. And then I did orange and yellow and red. And I even included a few little swirl designs in my background, and that's fine too, because then I went back and I continued my concentric lines around that, but it gave my background a little bit of interest. All right, my friends, I can't wait to see what you do. When you're done, take a picture of it and upload it on that link that says turn in here for Australia. If you have any questions, send me a message in Schoology.